long before the first cities rose. Long before the first empires formed. An ancient land thrived at the edge of the world. This was Australia, a continent shaped by fire, water, and time. And for more than 65,000 years, it was home to the world's oldest continuous culture. Here, the first Australians hunted, gathered, and cared for the land. They read the stars, followed the seasons, and passed on their knowledge through story, song, and ceremony. Every river, every mountain, every stone carried a sacred story, a connection to the dreaming. Across vast plains and deep forests roamed giant kangaroos, enormous wombat-like diprotodon, and towering prehistoric birds. The early people shared the land with these titans, learning, adapting, surviving. The land was mapped not by roads, but by songlines, invisible pathways woven into ancient stories. To follow a songline was to follow the steps of the ancestors. Across deserts, mountains, and coastlines. To the north, seafaring Torres Strait Islanders built their lives on ocean currents and island rhythms. Navigators, fishermen, dancers, their culture connected Australia to the wider world long before Europeans arrived. In 1606, Dutch explorer Willem Janszoon became the first recorded European to set foot on Australian shores. Others followed, mapping, trading, observing, yet none stayed. Australia remained mysterious, distant, and wild. That changed in 1770, when Captain James Cook charted the eastern coast. Standing on a far-flung island, he raised the British flag, unaware that hundreds of sovereign nations already thrived here. His voyage would reshape the continent forever. 18 years later, in 1788, the first fleet sailed into Sydney Cove. Convicts and officers stepped onto a new world, while the Gadigal people watched the arrival of strangers who would not leave. For some, it was the beginning of a colony. For others, it was the beginning of invasion. The early colony teetered on the edge of failure. Food was scarce. The climate was harsh. But through grit and desperation, the settlement survived, and slowly, it grew. As settlers pushed inland, conflict followed. Frontier battles, massacres, and disease devastated Aboriginal communities. Yet resistance continued, fierce, determined, enduring. Driven by curiosity and ambition, explorers journeyed into the heart of the continent. They crossed deserts, carved trails through forests, and mapped the vast unknown, revealing a land of staggering beauty and daunting extremes. Farms spread across the countryside. Wool, wheat, and livestock transformed Australia's economy. Small settlements grew into towns. And towns into cities. In 1851, a discovery changed everything. Gold. Fortunes were made overnight. People from across the world rushed to Australia, filling valleys with tins, hope, and the fever of possibility. The goldfields gave rise to wealth, multiculturalism, and intense conflict. On a cold December morning in 1854, miners at Ballarat stood behind a hand-built barricade, the Eureka Stockade, demanding justice and fair treatment. Their uprising was brief, but its legacy became a symbol of democracy, courage, and the Australian spirit. By the late 1800s, the colonies had matured. And on January 1, 1901, they united as the Commonwealth of Australia, a new nation, proud and ambitious. When World War I erupted, Australians volunteered in huge numbers. At Gallipoli, they faced impossible odds, yet showed bravery that shaped a national identity. The Anzac spirit was born from sacrifice and sorrow. In World War II, conflict reached Australian shores. Darwin was bombed. Submarines lurked off the coast. The nation rallied once more, forging new alliances and stepping confidently onto the world stage. After the war, millions came seeking opportunity: Italians, Greeks, Germans, Turks, Lebanese, Vietnamese, and many more. They built homes, opened shops, raised families, and forever reshaped Australia into a modern multicultural society. In the 1960s, a movement for justice gained momentum. The 1967 referendum. The Mabo decision. The national apology to the stolen generations. Australia began confronting its past, and working toward reconciliation. Today, Australia stands as a land of ancient cultures and modern dreams. A land of deserts and rainforests, reefs and cities. A nation shaped by its first peoples, its settlers, its migrants, and the stories they share. From the Dreamtime to the digital age. From the world's oldest culture to a vibrant modern nation. The story of Australia is still being written. And it will continue, as long as the land endures, and its people remember. Subscribe channel for more history video. Thank you.